Welcome to the Channel Partners Virtual 2021 Sponsor Demo. My name is Matt Fleming, Expo Operations for this event, and I'll be your moderator today. We're excited to have you here. Today we're going to try to cover as much as we can about the virtual event from the sponsor viewpoint. Our hope is that you've accessed the platform and developed some good questions, and that we'll answer any remaining questions today. A few quick housekeeping items before we begin. A reminder, please mute your line and remain off video for the duration of the call. We will take questions at the end of the call. At that time, we ask that you use the raise your hand function. We will recognize you and prompt you for your question. Please note that we are recording this and we'll make it available within the next 48 hours. Before we get rolling, I have the pleasure of introducing Kelly Danziger, General Manager for the Channel Group, who will provide some opening remarks. Kelly?
Thanks, Matt. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Absolutely thrilled to be here today to welcome you all to the sponsor demo, and want to say thank you so much for the continued support and partnership that we've been able to enjoy with you folks over the years, and especially during this challenging time that we've all been enduring. I think we're starting to see the light at the tunnel, and we're extremely excited about this upcoming virtual event taking place in March. The response that we have had from both the sponsor community, all of you, as well as the excitement that's really building from the attendee side is wonderful to see. And I know as sponsors here, you're all excited about the audience and how things are pacing. Audience is pacing beautifully, and we're on track to deliver that 2,000 that we've been talking about. So really excited for this. And I know I'd like to just turn this right back over to Matt. There's a lot to cover and want to make sure that you all have plenty of time for questions. Thanks again. And thanks again, Matt. I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay. So really quick, this is what we're going to try to cover today. We'll start off with some important sponsor dates, accessing the Exhibitor Portal, registering your staff for the event, and then we'll switch over to the swap card platform and building your brand experience and what's new. And then we'll go ahead and cover how your team's contacts and connections, your team's meetings. We'll give you some tips based on past events this past year in promoting your company and interacting with attendees within SwapCard. And then at the end, we'll provide some audio Q&A, time permitting. So here we go with some important dates. Tracking back a little bit, January 11th, the Exhibitor Portal launched, and you should have received the login information. If you have not, please reach out to myself or Stephanie Felix, and we can make sure that you have access to the Exhibitor Portal. Yesterday, you should have gone and received access from the swap card platform. Within the swap card platform, you go ahead and start building your exhibitor page. So the next big upcoming date will be February 15th, and that's the deadline for registering your team members. Team members' assignments should be managed through the portal. All team members must be registered to be part of the event, even if they are just part of your booth staff. Everyone must be registered. And also February 15th is when the early access ends for the exhibitor to build your booth. We ask that at pretty much end of day that your booth be quote unquote show ready, as February 16th the virtual platform opens for the pre-registered attendees. And then of course the event itself, March 2nd through 4th. During that time, people will be able to go and schedule meetings with you, access your booth, interact with you. While there are no scheduled expo hours, we do encourage you to be online and ready to interact with attendees during the time that there are sessions scheduled. So approximately 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 5 p.m. You should have someone available to interact with your attendees. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and we will start with the Exhibitor Portal. So the Exhibitor Portal here is where you can handle all your registrations. You'll see your task and be able to download the exhibitor guide. Apologies. So in here, again, this is where you'll be able to do register your staff. You click on registration and passes. You'll see here, you'll have the passcodes to go ahead and register your staff. Note that you do have to click on this link that will take you to the registration page. To register, you will enter your staff's email, click submit, and you'll begin the registration process. You will not be able to share the codes. They will not work on the public registration website. Again, you will not be automatically registered as an exhibitor contact, so you need to make sure you do register yourself. If you do have any questions about registration, you can email cpregistration@informa.com. You have a local US number and a 866 number here that they are available to assist you. If you go back to the home, company details, this is where you can insert your company details, and this will help us feed the channel partner's website and some information into SwapCard. Here is you can click and download the exhibitor guide. And the last thing here is the tasks and deadlines. Currently, the tasks and deadlines here is listed as all the tests and deadlines that are for this event. You'll be able to check in and see what's required, when you need to do it, who you need to send it to, the dates. The hope is in the near future for the next event, the tasks and deadlines that appear will be specific to your package. As it currently states right now, it just lists all the tasks and deadlines for everything available. So that is kind of a quick nitty-gritty as far as the exhibitor portal and registration. If you do have any questions about that, Stephanie Felix is handling the exhibitor portal, and again, cpregistration@informa.com could help you with registration. So now what we will do here is let's switch over to the SwapCard platform and get you started there. So once you log into the platform, you'll see here the home page. It may look a little bit different than what you have that I'm showing as a staff member, but everything on here is pretty much the same. So the first thing you'll want to do as a staff member is edit your profile. Multiple ways to go and edit your profile. You can click on edit here. You can click on complete my profile here. There's also a drop down of my profile. So we'll go ahead and in the profile, you can go and edit your photo, your name, your title, add a little bit about yourself, country, state, preferred pronoun, any social media, any contact details that you wish to share with anybody. It's important to make sure that you have as complete as you want in there. And the other main thing, depending on if you participated in the past event or not, there's a new option here in the settings where it says display my status. So as right now, you'll see that there's a green dot next to my name because that's toggled on. If it is toggled off, it should, there we go, the green dot disappears. Obviously for you guys, the best thing to do is to make sure you have it toggled on. You want attendees to know that you're there, that you're logged in, you're signed on, and you're ready to talk, you're ready to interact. Also, it is a good way if you are actually not signed in, it will actually toggle off, so it'll be a good indicator that if someone is trying to reach out to you, they can see, oh well, they're not signed in. But that's one difference from years past. So that's as far as we go with the profile. So the next big thing you'll want, obviously, is you guys will be interested, is reaching out and connecting with attendees. So if you click on the attendees tab, you'll see here at the top there's AI matches, where SwapCard does run some algorithms based on your profile and your activity within the platform, and has some best matches for you. These do change throughout the event, obviously, based on sessions you attend, sessions other people attend, who you connect with. The AI matches will pop up. So here you'll see the listing of everyone who is registered. The other main thing on this page here is visibility. You'll want to make sure that this is toggled on. This is saying that your profile is visible. That they'll be able to search you and people will be able to see you. So it's a little bit different than being online If you are not visible, they literally won't be able to see your profile. To that extent, if you are searching for someone and you swear that they're registered and they're there, if they don't come up, it may be because they've made their profile not visible. You're able to refine the list right now. It's sorting by recommended matches. You can sort by name or you can sort by recently registered. You can also filter here by the business type. The business type is based on what is currently in people's profiles. Same with country and state and province. And then of course there are keyword searches. So you can search by a company name and it'll pull up everyone within that company. You can search by a specific title. It will go again. You can search by last name. It will pull from everything within the person's profile. So let's say you do find that person that you do want to connect with. So you have two ways of reaching out right away. The first thing is to just straight out send a connection request, where you can just, if you want, send a message and click send connection request. You'll see here that a chat box is already started, so any communications you now have with that person will be saved in this chat box. If you like, at the same time, depending on your approach, you could also go ahead and schedule a one-on-one meeting with that person. What you'll want to do is there'll be multiple options. You'll want to make sure that you do select your booth space here that's on here, because that way it'll be connected to your exhibitor center and everyone within your staff will do it. If you do a lone virtual meeting, that won't be connected to your meetings, and so the rest of your team can't see who you're meeting with, or you won't be able to reassign it to a team member. So you're always going to want to be able to choose your actual booth space. I won't schedule that exactly now because I still need to schedule a meeting in a separate sense. So the invite has been sent, and let's go back here to see what the attendee would see when she sent the invite. They'll see there's a notification up here that says the connection request. It says, hey, let's connect. We'd go ahead and click accept. You'd also see the chat bubble pop up here, and there'd be the message here that's let's connect. So you can go ahead and they can begin chatting there with you if they want. So in that sense too, you'll then see within the team's contacts here in the Exhibitor Center that you now have the contact listed. So anytime your team makes a contact, it's listed here, and it is in real time, and you can export these contacts at any time. So just really quick to show here, let's look at the profile now that we are connected. So you'll see here that once you are connected, you are able to do some lead scoring, add any tags, or add any notes. And those will also show up here in your Exhibitor Center within this. So if you want to, and you exported at any time the contacts, it would show up in a spreadsheet. It would show all your lead scoring. You get everything that you want in real time. The one thing that we will note about with the contacts that are shared within the swap card platform is that is what any attendee is willing to share and put in their profile. So they may not put an email in there, they may not put a contact number. So that differs from the post-event leads that you will get. Your post-event leads, you'll get the exact registration information. So you'll want to go through and then after the event, if you export your contacts that you've made within your Exhibitor Center and cross-reference that with your post-event leads to make sure you have all the contact information. But you'll be able to see the contacts that you are making in real time there. So that's going and reaching out and connecting with attendees, chatting with them. I'm going to show you really quick what the attendee sees for you as far as when there's an inbound meeting request. So let's say they go and they visit your page. You'll see the page here where they have the chat booth, the chat box right here. They can go ahead and they can send you a message that goes through to your booth staff. That is, while it's public facing on the page, it is a private chat between anyone in your booth staff and the attendee. So they can go and send a message, I'm interested, let's meet. You'll be able to then see on your end that you do have a notification here that there is a chat. And you'll notice that it doesn't actually show up here and as a notification. You'll see that there is one new message because that message is sent to your booth and that's not sent to your individual profile. So you'll do have to click on the drop down. You won't have as many booths as I have here. You should only have one, hopefully, or two, depending on past events, but you will see the notification next to that booth. You'd click on that and you'd see the message. So this message is in real time. Everybody who's assigned to your booth staff can see this message and they can respond to that message. And anybody who responds, you will see that response and you'll see who's responding. So you would just send the message back and it's there. Just to note, in the drop down, until someone sends you a message, you will not see your booth there. So if you go and you check and you see that your booth isn't in the drop down, and that's just because no one has sent you a message yet. So we'll go back to the other end and you'll see here that we've responded here and it says that the booth has responded. Okay. So that person's interested, they want to go ahead and schedule a meeting with you. So they'll go ahead and pick a time. And when they go to schedule a meeting with your booth, there's only one location they could choose, and that is your brand space. So they go and click on that. They'll have the time, and just say they can send a message. The message is optional, so they aren't required to send a message. We hope that they send a message because you know what to meet about. But if they don't, you can just reach out to say, thank you for reaching out. We'd love to meet with you. Could you tell us a little bit more, because we can make sure the correct staff member meets with you. So they'll go ahead and send the meeting request. So they'll see here that their meeting has been requested and that it's pending. And you'll also see here that within the chat with the booth, the message that they sent in the meeting request also shows up in the chat. So the chat's kind of a catch-all. Anytime a message is sent back and forth, it's going to be captured there. Okay, and so now we'll go back here and we'll see as booth staff member, there is one notification. And you'll see a new meeting request is with the demo booth. They sent it a few seconds ago, so you'll see what time they sent it. You'll see what they're requesting, and you'll see who the requester is. So you would go click on reply, and that will open up a new tab here in the Exhibitor Center. So you'll see the meeting request. You'll see the message that says, I'd like to meet. And so you can accept without assigning if you're not quite sure you want to send it to, but if you want to assign it to a booth staff member, you just click in the drop down here and it gives you a list of all your booth staff members who are available at that current time. So let's go ahead and just assign it, and you click accept. So now your meeting is confirmed. So this is the Exhibitor Center, and I apologize, I didn't show you how to get there originally. To go to the Exhibitor Center, you would go to the drop down and click on Exhibitor Center. We do recommend that you keep it open in a separate tab as opposed to just switching back and forth to the event. The Exhibitor Center, you don't really need to be in all the time, It's just easier to kind of have it so when meeting requests come in is going to be the main thing during the event that you're going to want to go and handle. So let's say for some reason I missed that, but I'm not available. I need to go ahead and reassign this meeting. I'm going to go ahead and click edit, and you can go ahead and click X. That goes and takes the assignment away. And let's say I go ahead and reassign it to Stephanie. I click save. And now it's assigned to Stephanie. So again, it's just really quick adding and saving it there. So that's how you go and respond to the meeting request on the inbound. We'll show here really quick, while we can't actually show an actual meeting, I'll show you pretty much what it looks like. You'll get notifications that'll pretty much say you have a meeting coming up within 5 minutes, you have a meeting coming up 15 minutes. And whenever you're ready to start it, you'll have something to say, start the call. I'll just kind of show you really quick. Also, this you can meet and call anybody at any time. So this, let's say you are chatting and you're like, hey, do you have time to talk right now? This is what would happen. You would go and click on the camera icon here, and you are starting a video call. So this is the same as it would look like when you do start the meeting within the platform. So you'll see here, mute the camera, hang up. The 3 dots here, you can go ahead and share your screen at the time too. So anytime during the call, if you wanted to share your screen, show a presentation, you'll do that there. I'll just go ahead and end that because we will not accept it because there will be lots of feedback. You'll see here on the other end, they get the notification that they started the video call. They can go ahead and join the call or decline the call. So we talked a little bit about being able to assign it to available team members. I'm going to show you really quick here how to make yourself available and unavailable. You would go ahead and click on the My Event button. You'll see here in My Event, it has your schedule. You'll click on My Meetings. So My Meetings is showing right now all the available meeting slots throughout the 3 days. So this is where each individual is going to want to go in and make sure that they've updated their available meeting slots. The best approach that we've seen over time is to start by making yourself unavailable all day and then go through and mark the times that you are available to meet. This approach generally works better because let's say you accidentally missed a time and it's okay because you marked yourself unavailable. No one's going to schedule a meeting for you when you're unavailable. If you were to start off and you said, I'm going to make myself available all day, and then click off, make unavailable, make unavailable. If you forget to make yourself unavailable during a time, someone has the possibility of scheduling a meeting with you during a time that you actually aren't available. It's up to your preference. It's just kind of a recommendation that we have as far as doing that. Okay, so covered meetings, we've covered making with attendees, we've covered that. Really quick now, I will go back into the Exhibitor Center. So when you go to the Exhibitor Center, you go to the home page. One of the things that you can see in real time is the number of views of your company profile. So if your boss is kind of asking about how much kind of traffic, you are able to say, hey, we've had 58 visitors. We won't be able to tell you the visitors in real time, but you could at least have a general idea, and you can see how many contacts have been made by your staff at that time. Within the Exhibitor Center, this is also where you build your company profile, so your brand experience page. Starting within the overview, the top portion, you go and just click Edit. Now, for some of you, you're only available to add a header image. and that is this spot right here. The specs here, you would just click add, you would select an image, and you would crop it, and you would click save, and that image would be saved. For those of you with the Apex package, you can add a video banner at the top. So the video banner, all you would do is just copy and paste a shareable link, either from Vimeo or YouTube. And now actually SwapCard has just added the fact that you can add an iframe video. If you are adding Vimeo or YouTube, just remember that you're going to want to use the shareable link and not necessarily the link up in the address page. If you don't use the shareable link, there will be issues with the video playing. Also, when selecting a video, note that when the attendee does come to your page, it does automatically mute the video, so they may or may not have sound on. So if you do have any videos that do have some words or subtitles in it, that is recommended. The logo here, the logo should actually be ported over from the Exhibitor Portal from you. So that is already in there for you. You'll have the name of your booth. The next section is just the information, and this is your booth description. This is where you can go and add anything in the description. Remember that when they search booths, it does pull from keywords. So if there are some keywords that you want to try to fit into your description, that if you want, when people are searching through everyone, the sponsors, go ahead and make sure that's there. The next is social media. Obviously, just kind of add the links. You'll see here that just make sure you'll see that a lot of it is kind of pre-populated, like linkedin.com/company/. So just make sure to know where the / ends to make sure you are putting in the correct link for your social media. And then the contact details is what you want to enter for any visible public-facing contact details for the company in general. So you can add phone number, email, website, and address. Two new things that we also do have this year for Apex is you're able to add an in-booth ad and a background image. You'll see here, I left this and didn't delete it, that you'll see the number of views and the actual number of clicks on your ad. I'll just remove it really quick just to show you how to add the ad. So you'll see here are the specs and the ratio that it recommends. You would just go ahead and you would click and select the image. You'd go ahead and crop and save. And then you can go ahead, and if you wanted to, you could do it for an external URL. You could do it for a product or service that you've added to your profile, or you could do it to a prize that you've added. So right now, I will go ahead and add an external URL. You'll click create the ad, and you'll see it up here. Same thing goes the background image. So the background image of the skin is what appears in the back. Same thing really quick. You just go select the image you want, crop, click save, and it updates in real time. Again, that's based on your packet. So if you have the Apex, you are able to do that. So the next section in building a booth are documents. So we will note that documents are sorted in the order that you do upload them. So if you want to make sure that you're uploading them in the order that you want them to appear on your page, it's something as simple as click on add documents. You would either upload it here, add a title and description, and create document, and that goes ahead and creates your documents for you. Next down is products and services. So once you are able to add up to 3 products and services, your limit will be here on the side. All you would do for products and services is you would click add. You're going to want to select a category, your product or services, add a name, and any description that you want to do. You would click create. And after you click create, that's when you could add any thumbnails that you want, any selected images. and you can go ahead and if you want, again, an external URL, you add the URL there, and that's where it would go and be directed. The one nice thing that SwapCard has done and updated this time around is for products and services, you can reorder your products and services. Here, you just see the little icon, just click and grab and move them up and down. So that's a nice little great new addition that they have. The next section here is the prize pavilion. So the prize pavilion is pretty much where you can add the giveaways that you want to do. It's the same pretty much as adding product or services. You'd add a name, add the description, you would click create. Again, if you want to add a thumbnail image, you can go ahead and do that. Add the description, how they can win the giveaway, what they need to do to enter, any specifics that you want to add, instructions on how to redeem. And then again, if you want to, you can add the URL. So that's for as far as building the experience. We've gone over meetings, we've gone over Teams contacts. The last thing you'll see here in the Exhibitor Center is your team. If you click on your team, you'll see all the team members that are assigned to your booth space. And the one thing that you can do in here that if you're noticing is you can check to make sure that they are showing their profile and that they are visible. So if you do want to check up on them, you can go and turn that on. Another thing is let's say someone says, hey, I mean like 10 contacts. And you're like, I don't see any of your contacts in our Exhibitor Center. Well, you want to make sure that you double check. The first thing to do is that his or her contacts are sharing with the team. They're automatically toggled on. So it should be on. But we all know that during setup, sometimes people click on things, they don't really know what they mean. So they end up getting toggled off. So if someone says that, they've made contacts and you don't see them, that's where you would find that. Okay, so pretty much covered meetings, attendees. I'll just go over really quick some of the other buttons that you'll see in navigating. So obviously the home page gets you to the home page. Agenda, obviously that breaks it down into the 3 days. You're able to filter through the agenda by the type. So be able to search through there. We've gone through my event and attendees. Meet with sponsors and exhibitors. This is where attendees will go ahead and find you. So they go ahead and list it by the sponsor type. They're able to go ahead and bookmark you and click on you on your booth space if they want to see your space. And they'll be able to filter by the type there. Speakers, it's the same pretty much as the attendees, except that it's just calling out all the speakers. So if anyone wanted to search through and find a specific speaker from a session, connect with them, that's where they'll be able to do it. Browse products and services. So this is where the attendees will come and see your products and services. You'll see here that they'll be able to click on any specific type that they want to find. Same thing as filters on the side and the keyword search. So let's say they go and click on product and services. They'll see here. This describes the channel partners newsletter. The information. If you added the URL, they would click on that URL and takes them to that page. Prize Pavilion kind of works on the same way. They can go ahead and it'll list all the Prize Pavilion here. They would click on the item. It would say, add details how to get your items here. If you did have a URL, they'd be able to click on the URL. Next button we have here are the keynotes. So this just specifically pulls out all the keynotes. It's just a quick way to find your keynotes. Then you have the Channel Partner Sales Lounge. you go ahead and click on their space, and this is where you'll find some information about the sales team. You will see any of the sales team listed. When the event is live, there will be a chat box here that you can reach out, ask any questions of the sales team. They'll be there and happy to help you. The next one we have here is the help desk. So the help desk is going to be your first stop if you're having any issues within the swap card platform. The help desk will have both channel partners and swap card representatives here. There are going to be documents of how-to guides. We'll be adding some demo videos about how to navigate and some basic stuff that I'm showing you here. And the chat will be available when it is live, and you'll be able to ask any questions. We ask that you do reach out to the help desk first. The help desk will have the majority of the answers and be able to help you. And then during the event, if they do need to get a hold of a specific staff member, they'll be able to do it a lot quicker and get the answer for you. So your first stop always is going to be the help desk. And lastly, here is the complete my profile, which we kind of went over on how to go ahead and complete the profile. That's SwapCard in a nutshell. I know I kind of went pretty quick, but I was trying to just cover as much as we could. If you do have any questions, or your staff wants some further details, feel free to reach out to me, and I can do a kind of a personal walkthrough with you guys, either to build your booth or go further in depth in connecting with attendees or setting meetings. So really quick, just some tips over time that we've seen within Informatech as far as interacting with attendees through swap cards. Get creative with your prizes and giveaways. And one of the main things is have them qualify for items, either by connecting with a staff member or booking and attending a meeting. And we say attending a meeting because you'll see people like, oh, book a meeting with us. Well, if someone books a meeting, they can easily cancel a meeting and not show up. You want to hold them accountable. There's some accountability. You want to be able to make sure that you're getting something out of the interaction, and they're not just, oh, well, I'll click on your booth and I'll be entered to win this gift card. We've just found that you're able to get some better leads by making sure you qualify them. As I mentioned before, be sure to add keywords to your company description. Attendees can search the business hall or by the keywords, so don't be left out when in the results by not adding your keywords there. Take advantage, if you have your sponsored sessions, interact with your attendees through the chat, and make sure you announce that your speaker is there, or if your speaker is not available and you have a subject matter expert, that your staff is there and ready to answer questions. Lots of times people kind of shy to get started, but once you put that message in there that you're out there and available, they're going to get talking. But they need to know you're there. They need to know that you're going to be able to answer their questions for them. It's also a great way to just to push traffic towards your booth. If you're like, hey, the white paper that they're talking about during this presentation is available in our documents section of our booth, make sure to visit our booth. It's just a great way to just amplify your message there. And along the line with sessions, look for other sessions with like subjects for your companies. See who's active in those chats. See the people that are really interested in these subjects. Connect with them after the session, and then use the session takeaways as conversation starters. And if you see someone's really active in a session about a topic that you guys work on, reach out to that person and say, hey, I saw you in so-and-so session. I see you're really interested in this. This is something that we actually work on. Let's connect. Let's talk about it. Reach out to the attendees. You can't really sit back and let them come to you. I mean, they're going to, but I mean, the key is that you have to kind of reach out and make that effort, and that's where you're really going to get your investment's worth. Another key thing, do not fill up your meeting slots with outbound meeting requests. Do not just kind of log in and be like, I'm going to try to meet with all these people. I'm going to send out these meeting requests. In SwapCard, tentative meetings do fill a slot. So if you start to fill up all your slots, attendees won't have slots to book inbound meetings with you. So just kind of be strategic in who you're sending your outbound meeting requests to. We've just kind of had some people like, no one can book a meeting with me, and we check, and it's because they've sent out 100 outbound meeting requests, and like, well, it's because you don't have any spots available. So just kind of be conscious of that. And then, of course, just do not spam attendees in as many chat sessions as you can. Not only does it turn off the attendees, but it could also be considered code of conduct violation as far as respecting your fellow attendees. Okay, so you need to take a breath here. All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions now. Again, please use the raise your hand function if you wish to ask a question. When prompted, please go ahead and ask your question. In the interest of time, we ask that you keep your questions specific to the swap card platform or the Exhibitor Portal, and limit yourself to one follow-up question at a time. I'll ask some of our other channel partners team to be on standby to jump in if you want to provide any answers or insight to any questions that may come up. So here we go. Okay, again, if you have any questions, please use the raise your hand function. Okay, so we have a question from Jill. Please go ahead.
Yes, I have a quick question. So we were an exhibitor for Channel Partner Virtual 2020, and now for 2021, I'm in the swap card portal right now under the company profile. Very top, the drop down menu on the page of where you edit your company profile. Under the very top, the drop down menu, there is a two company profile displayed in there. I can switch back and forth. One of them are from the 2020. Is this normal? Can I merge it, or is there something duplicate happen here? Does that make sense for my question?
So within your own profile, there are two company profiles listed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So let me walk you through it. When I log in the swap card, I click our company, like under where my profile picture is, the edited company information, and I go in there. And that's where the page you can edit your overview, documents, products, meeting, team content, everything. And then on the very top, that shows Channel Partner Virtual, our company name. It's kind of have a drop down there. There is a two duplicate profile there.
Okay, so one would be your 2020 instance, and the second would be your 2021 instance. So swap card doesn't delete any of the instances. It'll actually stay there from your 2020 instance, so it'll stay within the system, but it would be a separate instance, so that nothing would carry over from the initial 2020 instance. You would want to create just the 2021 instance of your company profile.
So that's how it's supposed to look like, because we're a previous exhibitor, and for 2021 to look correct, I still have to create another one under the new company tab, correct?
Yes, you would have to create a new instance for 2021. Unfortunately, we're not able to clone over, carry over anything from the 2020 instance.
Oh, gotcha. I just want to make sure I do it right. Thank you so much. That's all my question.
Welcome. No problem. Okay. Anybody else has any other questions? Please go ahead. Use the raise your hand function. All right, I'm seeing no other questions at this time. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to to go ahead and sit in with us and learn with us. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to myself, Matthew.Fleming@informa.com. I'll be happy to walk through any of this with you or your team at any time. Or if you have any questions about the Exhibitor Portal, and reach out to Stephanie Felix. And any registration questions, cpregistration@informa.com. Again, we'll try to get this recording out as quick as possible, hopefully within the next 24, but it may take up to 48 hours, just depending how long it takes to process it. Thank you very much, and we look forward to having a great event with you guys. Thank you.